Back over to the Baldessian Annex. Wow, someone is really burning through the levels as fast as possible. We're only 2 weeks since the launch of Early Access and someone is about to get 3 level 90s. I wouldn't be surprised if there are people who already have even more than 3 90s. Hey there, Kryl.
Welcome back, Rika. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Hyland called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream toward Golemold. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of ether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh. For it was in that moment I understood Raha's weariness from the Tower of Zot. With that I could laugh at a time like this. Though he prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world, I'm curious to know what else took place there on the moon.
Let me tell you all about it.
Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your accounts. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they've arrived.
Alright. Yeah, it certainly seems like this quest goes on for quite some time. Alright there. Let's wait for our comrades to arrive. And now that everyone has returned, except for Oriange, of course. Ah, there you two are.
Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy.
And so,
will Oriange be joining us?
Not at the current moment. Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid, though we can explain why better than I. Yeah, so let's give you the full lowdown. And so, later that night...
The final days, as befell Amarot. Are we to escape via the moon? What are the soul sense reflections?
Yeah, I don't like it either. I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. Me neither, mon frère. So how do we stop this?
Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarot, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether through the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiac, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing, but it should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amarotines could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lamentorum. There is still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amarotines' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the form then. Having worked with the Loprits in secret all this time, there's surely more they can tell us.
Although I'm sure they're still not willing to give you any attention. Oh, wait a minute.
Forgive the interruption, but I have urgent news! The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement.
Uh-oh.
What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out.
Are we officially kicked off the island? Has the tribe well and truly spoken? Yeah, Yeah, this cannot end well. They're all the members of the Forum and many of the locals. How badly will this end for us? Yeah. Hi there, you. We know why you've called us here. Yeah, look at me, damn it.
Order, order, I say.
Well, no one was talking at all there, Barnier. Well, we're definitely paying attention to you now.
I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly.
Yeah, let the murmurs begin as to why.
You may have heard rumors of the Talopheroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld.
Oh, took you long enough.
The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
It's been under lock and key for
Calm
forever.
yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Yeah, what do you have to say, young lady? Is this the official declaration of our banishment?
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Oh yeah, this was mentioned before. And therefore, everyone in the Forum finally has to say what has been hidden for so long.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Yeah, and that includes you, Fortunal.
Very well.
Out with it.
270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely shocking.
She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom.
In other words, we're gonna turn tail and just use it, right?
Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
Who can say?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus.
Yep, they're turning tail.
For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
So in other words, we can't discourage him from not doing this? Yeah, the look on their faces says it all.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Seems like the reaction is mixed.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
And so away it goes everyone. And away go the members of the forum. Yep, they're abandoning us all. Yeah, look how pissed we all are.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work.
And now we know why.
If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit.
Well, it kind of is.
Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Good luck. If you couldn't sway him before, you're not gonna sway him now. But yeah, take your time.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
Yeah, we can pretty much expect to see and know how unfiltered those are gonna be. In fact, they just conveniently happen to be right over there, the two of them. Yeah. Hey, Dad!
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
You saw this coming from a mile away, didn't you?
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Well, in the eyes of the Forum, it is the only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples.
And done so in serious violation.
These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do?
Isn't it obvious?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence.
We've heard that one before.
This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
How do you respond to that?
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Yeah. And by the way, you're still disowned. Yeah. Get in there and hide.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
Nope.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Or even more.
Shall we then? To the Annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
Let's go do it. Alright, so I guess I might as well just run down to where we can go. Also, can I try and get up there somehow? I can, and I did. Nice. Alright, go. Back to the Annex. I missed the stairs. Hey there, Ojika. It's a lot less crowded in here, isn't it?
Carl tells me the Forum made a rather momentous announcement. So there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Val. The realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after... Why me, I ask myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fighting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here and we'll get through this together. And who knows? Maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits.
Retire to your chamber. And in so doing, take the 475,000 experience points, 1,581 gil, and a level 84 headpiece. So, later that night... Let's have a look at the moon. Let's make sure it doesn't cry. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't look so kindly on me, and uh-oh. I hope this is a dream we're having. Yeah, we're now having visions of what's to come, it seems. Yeah, is the lunar cry imminent? A visitor has come knocking at your door, whoever could it be? Oh, it's one of those again. Oh, it's one of these again. Who do I want to talk to? Mon frere, it's been a while. Can I speak with you? Yeah, I guess I'll have to show off the various answers you get, depending on who comes at the door. It's not often we see Mon frere out of his armor.
You're alone. Good. The twins thought now would be a wonderful time to pay a visit to my chambers. Rather than listen to them bicker over tonight's snacks and tomorrow's plans, I seized the first opportunity to make my escape. To their credit, they decided against intruding on your peace and quiet.
Unless I choose differently in the other ways I can show off. Yeah, come on in. Oh, you want me to come out and join you?
Can all be a bit exhausting at times, can't it? I wasn't sure what to make of you at first. During the Dragon Song War, how quick you were to take up a cause not your own. But I came to see that is simply the way of you and yours. I will not pretend to understand this talk of ancient primals and the final days.
Yeah, that's all over your head.
But I trust in your judgment and choose to believe in your cause. You and Alphinaud have my lance, now and always.
And you'll have mine too.
You'll need it. Rack and ruin looming on the horizon. Calamity bearing down upon us. There's no place I'd rather be than here. Standing shoulder to shoulder with friends on the front line.
I'm right there with you, mon frere.
So do not hesitate to send me against your enemies. I'll make them rue the day they met me.
That's the spirit. Yeah, look how happy I am.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I could do with a little air. If Alphinaud asks, I was never here.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I guess he'll jump out the window.
Until the morrow.
Until the morrow, mon frere. And off he jumps. Oh, that was so worth it. Yeah. My focus is there. I'm ready to go on the new day. A short while earlier in the Alamigan Quarter, though. Yeah, the towers may be gone, but what's going on here? Oh, is that the room walking by?
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsabar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true they brought back tempered Garlean soldiers?
Oh, they're nervous about that. I can understand why.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
Are you sure about that?
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Oh, who goes there?
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Who might you be? Oh boy. A new threat now emerges. Meanwhile in Ishgard. what happens on this snowy night. The streets are pretty quiet. Yeah, not a lot of people about. Erenville found his way all the way here, though. And hey there, Sir Dugu and Riel.
Another commission of paramount importance.
Yeah, Sir Dugu and Riel showed up in the background.
Well, what have we here?
Is this what the new face of Tempered looks like? I don't think you want to touch him.
Are you all right?
Careful when he turns his face. Yeah.
Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more.
Oh, trust me, it's no trick. Where is he stumbling to?
The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. And yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
You really don't want that question answered, believe me. The seeds are being planted. As we take a look at the map. Yeah, the core is beginning to rot, and it begins in Thancred. But that will be saved for next time. We know where the danger will be next. Yeah, and it can be told because we have ominous music playing. So, yeah, next time, which will be tomorrow morning, we have to head on back to Thancred because things are about to get much worse. And we saw the first telltale signs, but it's as Erenville himself said, it's only gonna get worse. So, tomorrow morning, come back and join me here on Twitch as we continue on with the journey because we have a lot more to do and it's only gonna get crazier as we go along. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker live here on Twitch. See you back here tomorrow morning as the second half of the game gets underway and things take a turn for the worse. So, thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal. And so now we're going to look at the other responses that we would have gotten from the other Scions, starting with Alphinaud. So let's walk on over. Hi there. How are we doing?
I hope I didn't wake you.
Well, not yet.
I pray you will forgive the unannounced visit, but I wish to speak with you before retiring for the night.
Sure. Want to come on in? Yeah, he's not like Estinien. He doesn't want to come on in.
About Garlemald, and the time we spent with the people of Tertium. Dangerous though it was, I'm glad we had the opportunity to treat with Euless and Quintus.
Yeah, but with Quintus it didn't really end well.
I was worried what might happen after we were collared. If they attempted to restrain you too. If they succeeded. Once more, I put you in harm's way. And for that, I must apologize.
The Warrior of Light always puts themselves in harm's way. There's no need to apologize for that.
Or rather, I should thank you for trusting in me time and time again.
You're welcome.
After all our journeys together, I dare say I've used every expression imaginable to convey to you my gratitude. Nevertheless, I hope these words of mine still carry some small weight.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Tomorrow, our fight continues. Mayhap it would have been better to seek you out after we have true cause for celebration.
Take what you can get, right?
But having mustered the courage to stand up to Father and achieve a personal victory of sorts, I wanted to carry on in that spirit before my nerves got the better of me.
Fair enough.
The hour grows late, and you doubtless tire of my ramblings. I have a letter for Orenvold to finish, but we'll be off to bed shortly. Sleep well.
Of course. Hey, that's my thing. That's a Warrior of Light's thing to smack their fist into their palm. And now let's hear from Alisaie. Hello there, young lady. How are you?
Craving a midnight snack, were you? I did consider bringing a few sweets, but decided this wasn't an appropriate occasion.
Ah. Want to come on in? Ah, she's just like Alphinaud.
I couldn't sleep. Had a few things on my mind. I know it's late, so I'll try not to talk your ear off.
Okay.
It's Xenos. I keep thinking back to Garlemald when he'd taken control of your body.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
An altogether terrifying experience, to say the least. And one that served as a harsh reminder. No one, no matter how strong or quick or clever, is invincible. Not even you.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate circumstance, wasn't it?
And as much as it might seem at times that you are, one misstep, one mistake, and that's that. Which is why, even though I know you've heard it 1,000 times before, I'm going to tell you to take better care of yourself. Because you really, really should. It goes without saying that we're all committed to this fight. But that doesn't mean that we need to throw our lives away. You know how I feel about noble sacrifices.
Yeah, I guess we do.
Right, that's settled. We'll be keeping the acts of gratuitous bravado to a minimum.
For now.
When I looked Father in the eye and swore we'd find a way to avert this tragedy.
You meant it, of course.
It wasn't a promise just for him. It was a promise for you, too.
Fair enough. Yeah, why are we doing a close-up on your lips and not just showing off your whole face? I don't know. And now let's find out what Thancred has to say. Yeah, hi there, lover boy. How are you doing?
Evening. I hoped you hadn't crawled beneath the covers just yet.
No, not just yet.
If you'll indulge me for a moment, I have a favor to ask.
Sure. Yeah. Want to come in and talk about it? You too?
Don't worry. Nothing desperate or dire, if that's what you were wondering. Not yet. You know, we may have quite literally entered our final days. The ancients went so far as to call it that for a reason.
Yeah, they did.
If so, then everything we did for Reen, for the First, will have been meaningless. And I can't accept that. I just can't.
Neither can I.
My mind won't allow for the possibility. And that could be a problem.
Why?
When we're in the thick of it, I don't know if I've got it in me to be pragmatic this time. To run, even if running's the right choice. The only choice.
Trust me, I don't want to be running either.
So if you see me turning a blind eye to the harsh reality, beat some sense into me, would you?
I'll see what I can do.
I trust you and the other Scions with my life. And I'd like to think the feeling is at least occasionally mutual.
It should be, shouldn't it?
And I never forgive myself if my stubbornness put them in danger. Gods, listen to me. Beginning to sound like the father I never had. So, can I count on you to keep me in line? I can think of no one else more eminently qualified.
Really? That's a lot of trust there. I'll do what I can.
Excellent. Now I can breathe a bit easier. Which isn't to say that I will, given what we're up against. Let's keep this little chat our secret. I'd rather not have anyone scolding us for burning the midnight oil.
Oh, trust me, Thancred, you're not alone in wanting to have a secret conversation. And now let's go ahead and see what Y'shtola has to say. Yeah, let's have a casual conversation between cat girls. Hello there.
You're still awake. Good.
Yeah, I am.
Might I trouble you to stand still for a moment?
Stand still? Yeah, you're looking me up and down.
Nothing appears out of the ordinary.
Well, that's good, right? Yeah, what's wrong?
A precautionary measure. You will recall that serving as a vessel for abundant light in the First very nearly ended poorly.
Yeah, Shinji told me about that and it wasn't pretty.
In your recent battle on the moon, you were almost certainly exposed to similar, if not greater, forces. Fortunately, from what I can see, you and your ether are none the worse for wear.
Thank goodness.
Would that Reen were here to confirm my assessment.
Yeah, she can't warp like I can.
To think you actually found yourself in a direct confrontation with Zodiac. As if Xenos gallivanting about in your body was not misfortune enough. Did you so grossly offend every single deity in a past life that they saw fit to place a curse upon your soul?
I'm afraid I can't give you an answer to that question. Yeah, she's like, what?
Forgive me. That was in poor taste.
Yeah.
I recall vividly how battered and broken it was in the depths of Amarot. Would that you could have seen it with your own eyes. Mayhap then you would understand why the greater part of me is glad you did not. It was a horror beyond description.
Yeah, I can only imagine what was happening with Shinji there.
Promise me you will be careful. That you will seek my counsel if you feel unwell.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I have to trust my fellow Mikos.
That puts my heart at ease, if only a touch. I suspect it will grow colder as the night wears on, so do be sure to stay warm.
Well, you're not lacking in that department,
Sleep
are
well. You? May the shadows keep you.
Also, when did you learn the Twin Adder salute there, Y'shtola? Yeah, I had no idea that she knew the Twin Adder salute. And finally, let's see what G'raha has to say. Yeah, what do you got to say there, Mr. Crystal Lexark? Your tail is definitely wagging nervously.
Apologies, I didn't mean to... If you could spare a moment before bed.
Sure. I can do that for you.
Thank you. I fear this may be the last quiet night we have to talk for quite some time.
Want to come on in? Estinien's the only one who comes into my room. Yeah, that sucks.
Troubled of late. Unwarranted concerns, perhaps. I hope. Nevertheless, I feel compelled to share them with you. Though you have bested your enemies thus far, Xenos and even Zodiac, your victories have come at a considerable cost to yourself.
What makes you say so?
No one is without their limits, and you are no exception. I worry the added weight of the final days will prove more than you can bear.
Yeah, remember, this is the Warrior of Light you're speaking to.
It is surely too much for any one woman.
Or one man, I guess.
But you needn't bear it alone. Let me share your burden.
Well, that's why you're all here, right? To share the load?
My, carrying capacity pales in comparison to yours, but I could still help. Shoulder the occasional satchel from your ever-growing mountain of, baggage.
Yeah, I can do that.
You have already done so much to help relieve me of mine own encumbrances. 'Tis only fair that I repay you in kind.
I appreciate that.
Of course, it needn't be only troubles we share.
No, of course not.
Moments of joy may seem few and far between now, but there will come a time when we look back fondly on this journey. The inquiry at the Forum, our march through the snows of Garlemald, our impromptu dinner in this very room. All of it. And that is to say nothing of the journeys yet to come. To the ends of the world and beyond.
I feel like you're about to pull a Buzz Lightyear here.
But tomorrow will be no less busy than today, and I've kept you from your rest long enough. Sleep well, my friend.
Thanks, Graha. Yeah, an awkward grin as he waves goodbye. So there we go. That's all of them.